It is the Cavs and Lakers in our nightcap, but we begin with the Bulls at San Antonio. A lot of the responsibility now on the shoulders of Pau Gasol for the Bulls. He had a triple-double in his last game, his second in 5 games. But ending a 7-game road losing streak is a tall order in San Antonio. The Spurs are unbeaten at home, and among a talented group there, LaMarcus Aldridge, the all-star, doing some heavy lifting. Unbeaten at home and running with the Bulls. It's a hoop rodeo. Next, yippee-ki-yay, everybody. The Bulls and the Spurs coming up from AT&T, followed by the Cavs and Lakers at Staples here in Atlanta Studio J. TNT NBA tip-off presented by Autotrader. I'm Vince Cellini in for Ernie Johnson with Shaquille O'Neal and Dennis Scott, Isaiah Thomas. So EJ, Kenny Charles prepping for March Madness. And I know it's early, but this is a really comfy chair. I can get used to this. I can tell you that, yeah.
It's nice.
I can get cozy
Vince,
right here. Yes, sir.
I'm offended.
Why is that, Shaq?
I'm from Texas, and you didn't do the hippie-ki-yay right. You got to do it with a high voice. Let's go.
Yippee-ki-yay!
Oh, yeah, better.
All right, let's get to that game. We'll talk about Chicago first. In a bit of a rut. They've won their last 2, but they've lost 7 straight on the road. And, Shaq, Jimmy Butler gets the okay from Dr. James Andrews. No issues in that left knee for a second opinion. But are the Bulls vulnerable right now? Look at them at 8.
They are very vulnerable. And I hate to say it, but they've lost their identity. For the past 4 years, I've been here 4 or 5 years, it's always Bulls, defense. Those 2 words have been synonymous. Defense, defense, defense. And number 8. And this is very, very disappointing for me, and I'm sure it's disappointing for the Bulls. And then, you got all that other stuff going on. Whose team is it, this and that. They just need to get back to, what they're known for. That's playing defense, shutting teams down, Everybody loves to score. I love to score. 3D loves to score. Isaiah loves to score. But defense wins championships. And they were so close. Many years they were so close. But right now they're just – I don't know who they are right now.
I also think from a leadership standpoint, they don't have a leader. Thibodeau was the leader of the team. He not only was the coach of the team, but he also gave them the identity. He gave them the defensive outlook. And he also was the presence in the locker room. So when the Bulls walked out on the floor, you knew exactly who the leader was. And a lot of times we ask for leadership from the floor, but right now I don't see leadership from the floor verbally or physicality-wise.
I agree with you, Zeke, and I think Jimmy Butler and Coach Hoiberg went through that early in the season. They've been so used to someone being drilled them every day in practice, and he came in with a soft-spoken approach, more ball movement, taking more shots. And to your point, Shaq, it's always been about getting stops first, but so many years, the Chicago Bulls struggled to score the basketball, so we all thought that's what they needed, more offensive-minded people. But at the end of the day, if you're not getting stops, you're not getting to the next round.
Well, it's not like the cupboard is completely bare. We saw Pau Gasol there and Derrick Rose, who's been very, very good since All-Star break. Plus, they've been very competitive against the Spurs of late, have the Bulls. Meanwhile, for San Antonio, Greg Popovich is going to be back, missed a couple of games for a family medical condition. And again, he's going to be leaning on Kawhi. And it's been so much fun to watch this Defensive Player of the Year, the Claw.
Oh, you got some big hands.
Develop into an offense. Oh, don't sell me short.
Oh, Shaq, you saw that? You got some.
Yeah, I'm not going.
Half black, half Italian.
But the best thing about watching Kawhi Leonard play is when he came into the NBA, you knew he was a defensive-minded guy. And now each year of his game on the offensive end of the floor has gotten better. Oh, you talk about the 3-ball, Shaq? Most of the year until obviously Steph Curry got hot, he was shooting around 48-50% from three-point land. So this guy is now an official 2-way player, and happy he's finally an all-star.
Yeah, and when you look at San Antonio, we focus so much on Golden State, and we talk about the historic run that Golden State is having. But San Antonio is having a historic run also, and their transition from Duncan to Parker, now to Leonard, has been extremely smooth, and it's been over decades. So they've had, close to 2 decades of a good run here in terms of perfection, playing basketball the right way, winning. And I mean, it's just very impressive what they've been able to do.
I said last week that we need to start treating Kawhi Leonard like a superstar. Yes, he can play. Yes, great hands, comes out and plays the right way. But San Antonio Spurs have 3 Hall of Famers. 3 Hall of Famers that took the backseat and said, you know what, young fella, it's your turn. Like, I was watching last week, Tim Duncan was setting 5 screens to get Kawhi open. I've never seen that. As a matter of fact, I wish they would have done that when we was playing. But, you know, these guys in the organization said, you know what, Kawhi, it's your turn, and he has stepped up wonderfully. Kawhi Leonard, superstar. Not a star, superstar, Vince.
You said defense wins championships. Right now, in this era of basketball, San Antonio allowing under 93 a game, which is really impressive. All right, we're going to break, and as a reminder, March Madness is moving closer. Selection shows Sunday, 5:30 p.m. on CBS. It's a full 2 hours this year, and the first 4, Tuesday, Wednesday on True TV. It's a great time of the year for college hoop and for the NBA.
Hey, look at your hand.
It's half Italian. Half Italian. That's right. There you go. That's how it works.
That's that gold bond lotion. Man up.